What's up, guys? It's been one of the hottest debates in the sporting world for 2 years now. Colin Kaepernick has now been out of football for 2 years. It was back in the 2016 preseason where he infamously kneeled during the performance of the Star-Spangled Banner. Kaepernick started a huge political movement that has since generated massive headlines across the United States. But while Kaepernick has brought plenty of awareness towards the many ongoing issues in the country, one can't help but wonder if his football career is over. Kaepernick filed a lawsuit against the league, alleging the owners were colluding to keep him out of the NFL. A settlement was reached in 2019, though terms weren't made public and probably never will be. Now that the lawsuit is done with, we're back to square one. So what will happen with Kaepernick? Will somebody take the risk and sign this former starting signal caller? Or did Kaepernick already play his last game in the 2016 season? We're here to look at the pros and cons of signing Kaepernick. There's plenty of risk, of course, but there may also be a great reward. I'm Jason Biondo, and today we present why every NFL team should be trying to sign Kaepernick, and why they shouldn't. Don't forget to subscribe to TPS and put on your notifications. Make sure to join that notification squad, because we post videos every single day. That's right, every day's a new video, so you should definitely subscribe. Go do it. Kaepernick decided to opt out of his contract during the 2017 offseason, and few could have expected that he would go unsigned over the next 2 years. But this dual-threat quarterback and former NFC champion is somehow a free agent. Kaepernick dazzled when he took over for an injured Alex Smith in the 2012 season, and he never looked back. The 49ers reached Super Bowl 47 with Kaepernick when they narrowly fell 34-31 to the Baltimore Ravens. The following year, the 49ers narrowly fell to the arch-rival Seattle Seahawks in the NFC Championship game. Kaepernick had another solid statistical season in 2014, throwing for 3,369 yards and 19 touchdowns against just 10 interceptions. However, the 49ers fell apart in the second half and missed the playoffs. Head coach Jim Harbaugh left for the University of Michigan, and Kaepernick would endure 2 more disappointing years in San Fran. In 2015, head coach Jim Tomsula decided he had given up on Kaepernick and turned to Blaine Gabbert as the starter. In 2016, the 49ers hired offensive guru Chip Kelly as head coach, hoping he would be able to fix Kaepernick. Didn't happen. In 12 games, Cap had 2,241 passing yards and 16 touchdowns against 4 interceptions. The 49ers and Kaepernick, as we said earlier, parted ways after the 2016 season. Now, if teams could just put politics and distractions aside, just think about what they could get if they were to sign Kaepernick. The stats were never fancy, but Kaepernick should still be classified as a slightly above-average quarterback in the NFL. The man went 4-2 in playoff games, including big road games against elite quarterbacks like Aaron Rodgers and Matt Ryan. Kaepernick also has 72 touchdowns against 30 interceptions, with a career completion percentage of 59.8. We shouldn't blame Kaepernick too much for his down 2015 and 16 season. Tomsula and Kelly weren't the right coaches to work with him, and Kaepernick's had very little wide receiver talent to work with. Kaepernick could easily succeed in an offensive system that's built around his game. You see how the New Orleans Saints used Taysom Hill in all those wildcat plays? The Saints seem to be grooming Hill to be Drew Brees' eventual successor. Kaepernick could be used in a similar role to Hill for lots of teams, where he can run, throw, or simply just hand the ball off to the running back. If Kaepernick were to play again, he'd obviously have to adapt his game a little bit. The read option doesn't work in the NFL anymore, and guys like Lamar Jackson have shown that you can't just rely on your own legs if you're a quarterback. But seeing his athleticism and skill set, why should we doubt Kaepernick's ability to have a career renaissance like Nick Foles did with the Philadelphia Eagles? If the talent level is there, it's just about finding the right team, fit, and coach. Alright, let's be honest. Kaepernick is better than 80 to 90% of backup quarterbacks in the NFL. Look at how the Eagles saved their 2017 and 18 season by bringing Foles aboard. He led them to a Super Bowl 52 championship and was named the game's MVP, just when all hope looked lost after Carson Wentz tore his ACL late in the regular season. 1 year later, Foles replaced an injured Carson Wentz again and helped the Eagles get back into the postseason. They were so close to taking down the top-seeded New Orleans Saints in the NFC divisional round as well. You see, a reliable quarterback can go a long way in saving a team's season. Look at all these teams that could have saved their season if they had signed Kaepernick. In 2018, the Washington Redskins lost Alex Smith and Colt McCoy to season-ending broken legs. They settled on Josh Johnson and Mark Sanchez. The former hadn't thrown a pass in the NFL since 2011, while the Redskins crumbled and fell out of the NFC East playoff race, due in large part to terrible quarterback play. You wonder what could have happened if they, I don't know, maybe signed a guy who had reached the Super Bowl earlier in his career. The Tennessee Titans could have used insurance for the oft-injured Marcus Mariota, but they relied on Blaine Gabbert instead. Next thing you know, the Titans fall apart and miss out on the postseason, following an ugly Week 17 home loss to the Indianapolis Colts. And yeah, how have the Denver Broncos fared fared since Peyton Manning retired. John Elway was close to trading for Kaepernick in 2016, but the latter wouldn't take a pay cut. Elway tried out guys like Trevor Siemian, Brock Osweiler, Case Keenum, and Paxton Lynch, and as you all know, they didn't work out. And also, Elway and the Broncos wasted that championship-level defense in 2016, 17, and 18, all because they couldn't find a half-decent quarterback. And Kaepernick is kind of more than a half-decent quarterback. Kaepernick would come at a fairly cheap price as well. A team like the Miami Dolphins, Denver Broncos, New York Giants, and Jacksonville Jaguars could sure use Kaepernick, be it as a starter or a reliable backup. But that's really the bottom line here. Colin Kaepernick is a talented quarterback who dominated with his dual-threat style of play. Now for real, ignore all the politics and outside noise. And there's little reason to not sign a guy like this. You might say he's washed up, but find him the right coach, the right set of playmakers, and this guy could regain his 2012 to 2014 form. Kaepernick, for all we know, is the final piece some teams need in getting to the postseason. And I mean, come on, if your starting quarterback goes down for the year, don't go signing butt fumble or guys who have thrown like one pass in the past 5 years. Rather, sign a skilled quarterback with 2 NFC Championship appearances and 1 Super Bowl berth. That's a pretty good resume. Kaepernick is more than talented enough to earn another starting gig in the NFL. There's just a lot of other baggage that people are looking into. So for all 32 NFL teams out there, if you're watching this, do consider signing Kaepernick. There are plenty of rewards. And last time we checked, he's kind of way better than the backups you're currently employing. Just saying. On the flip side, there are plenty of reasons why NFL teams would be wise to avoid signing Kaepernick. For starters, and let's get this out of the way early, there's bad publicity and backlash. That's obviously the main reason why nobody has signed Kaepernick yet. You know how they say to never discuss politics with people? It's a similar case here, and a pretty good idea. Yes, there would be plenty of praise and gratitude for any team that signed Kaepernick, but unfortunately, you're dealing with some nasty backlash as well. I mean, come on. You've heard the lame excuses. Elway said the Broncos didn't sign Kaepernick because their goal is to win a world championship. Redskins head coach Jay Gruden said the team didn't have enough time to get Kaepernick ready, which is why they didn't add him in 2018. That is total garbage. We all know they're just deathly afraid of receiving backlash from the media and their fans. It has been said, and just said, that the NFL ratings may be down because of the whole national anthem protest controversy. Perhaps teams fear that if they sign Kaepernick, they'll lose more support, and nobody wants that. And let's think about how signing Kaepernick could affect teams in their locker room. Every day, players and coaches would be asked about Kaepernick. Strictly Kaepernick, and nothing else. It would create quite the media storm, and some teams might just find the whole saga overwhelming. We see plenty of NFL teams crumble because of toxic locker room environments. Now, this isn't to say that Kaepernick would be a problem in the locker room, but the media would find a way to blow things out of proportion. They always do. These guys are trying to win football games, not answer a billion questions about one of their teammates. It honestly just wouldn't be fair to the other players when the media asked them numerous questions about one guy. Just picture this scenario. The New England Patriots signed Kaepernick to back up Tom Brady. Rather than focus on TB12 or the defending Super Bowl champions, the media is just focusing on Kaepernick. You think Bill Belichick and Brady would stand for that? This team hates distractions. Signing Kaepernick would be a wise move in that there's a quality backup in place for Brady. But if the entire story is going to revolve around Kaepernick and nobody else in the Patriots, you could see why teams would grow disgruntled. Teams hate huge distractions, and the media and public wouldn't let the teams go quietly if they were to add Cap to their roster. And on top of that, maybe Kaepernick isn't a starting caliber quarterback anymore. Like, I know he said he's good, but like, that was a few years ago. Time has gone by. Let's keep in mind that coach Jim Harbaugh saved Smith's career. He's the one who turned Kaepernick into something special as well. Might Kaepernick have simply been a product of the Harbaugh system? But he sure as heck struggled in 2015 and 16 without Coach Jim. So, who knows? Kaepernick has now been out of the NFL for 2 seasons, and most teams already have a reliable starting quarterback in place. Will teams really be willing to take the chance on him? Will they really say this guy was good 5 years ago, he hasn't played since 2016 and might never fit in our system, but let's sign him anyway? That's probably not going to happen. At the end of the day, there is a lot of risk for teams to sign Kaepernick. Not just because of the media frenzy that would follow, but simply because he might not be a reliable starter anymore. Once you weigh in the pros and cons, you realize there's really no easy answer to what teams should do with Colin Kaepernick. And you guys are probably thinking, oh my god, why are we still talking about this guy? But like, he's still a possibility. Maybe he's got plenty of years left as a reliable starter, but maybe not. Kaepernick could sign with any NFL team today, tomorrow, or in 5 years. He was an above-average signal caller who's obviously good enough to earn another chance in the NFL. But at the end of the day, other teams might just decide there's far too much risk in signing him. Needless to say, the whole Colin Kaepernick NFL saga is far from over. Whether he's signed or not, don't think for an instant that we've heard the last of this tale. It's not going to end anytime soon, even though the lawsuit has been taken care of. Do you think any NFL team should take a chance on Colin Kaepernick? Join us in the comment section below. Make sure to follow myself and Total Pro Sports on social media. We post great content all the time. Go check out our profiles, give it a look. If you like it, follow us. If you don't follow us. But you know what? Either way, you should probably follow us, because we appreciate you. You're awesome. If you like this video, give it a like. It takes one click. Right down below. That's all you gotta do. One click. If you're new to TPS, make sure to subscribe, because we post videos every single day. Every day's a new video. So you should definitely subscribe. Right down there. Like and subscribe. Of course, thanks so much for watching. I'm Jason Biondo, and I'll see you next time.
On my knees.